Prep phase. My knees are flexed. To move my body from prep phase to action phase, my knees need to go from flexion to extension. Like so. By having my knees flexed lowers my centre of gravity, making me more stable. While my knees are flexed, the agonist muscles are the hamstring and the antagonist is the quadriceps. My feet are plantar flexed on the ground, shoulder width apart. This creates a stable base of support and keeps your line of gravity within the centre of your body, keeping you stable. The wider your base of support and the lower your centre of gravity is, the more stable you will be. Of course, every sport requires you to be higher or lower, or your feet closer together or more apart. But for basketball, you want to be where I am. Any lower and you'll have to work harder to gain more power. Any higher and you may not get the force required to make the shot. My right elbow is flexed, with the tip of the elbow pointing in the middle of the hoop, in line with my right knee. The elbow should be also eye height, or thereabouts. The agonist muscle is my bicep and the antagonist is my tricep. My wrist is supinated, meaning my palm is face up. The gap between my wrist and my bicep should be able to fit a basketball inside it. My torso should remain straight throughout the whole skill and should not bend whilst performing. Moving from prep phase to action phase. When I jump up into the air, my knees go from flexion to extension. I am driving my legs into the ground, creating ground reaction forces. This is equal and opposite reaction forces are applied in lifting my body up into the air. Ground reaction forces are the more force applied to the ground results in opposite reaction of my body being lifted up into the air. The more force applied to the ground by the flexion of my knees and the plantar flexion of my feet results in gravity reaction in the opposite direction. In this case, my body jumping up into the air and the basketball as well. This is also inertia. Inertia is an object will remain at rest or in motion unless there is an equal and opposite force applied. In this case, the ball remains at rest in my hand unless I apply forces to throw the ball into the air. Whilst in the action, my elbow moves from flexion to extension. The agonist is the tricep and the antagonist is the bicep. My wrist moves from supination to pronation, meaning palm face up to palm facing down. Applying all of these actions to move from prep phase to action phase is called force summation. This is when you use your big muscles first and follow through to your smaller muscles. It starts with your hamstrings, quadriceps, gastrocnemius, metatarsals, tarsals, latissimus dorsi, abdominals, trapezius, deltoid, bicep, tricep, forearm flexors, metacarpals, carpals, and finally the phalanges, or fingers. The larger muscles, such as the hamstring and quadriceps, and the gastrocnemius, create power and stability, while the smaller muscles create accuracy, such as the bicep through to the phalanges. By throwing the basketball up into the air, my arm is used as a third-class lever. A lever helps apply forces and speed to an object with ease. Levers help to move greater loads with set amount of force. In this case, my arm is the lever, the hinge joint is my elbow. The hinge joint of my elbow is the fulcrum. The force is being applied through my tricep and the load is moved, and that is the basketball. While the ball is released, it is at the highest point of release and at angular momentum to make it to the hoop. Angular momentum is the amount of angular motion an object has. Speed, height, and angular release are the key to a successful shot. A projectile's speed of release is determined by the force and leverage the body processes. An angle of release is around 45 degrees for accuracy, and the greater height of release, the more distance covered. As you can see, the ball leaves my hand at the greatest height of release to gain the most distance to the hoop and sinking the shot. The follow-through. This is when you've gone from flexion to extension, from prep phase to action phase. The ball has left your right hand, speed, angle and height. At the correct speed, angle and height, your ground reactions are great enough to get you from prep phase to action phase, and you wait in anticipation to sink the shot. If you don't make it, try again until you do, and always refer to this video for tips.